This was all you, no, no, baby. You put your hands on my body and told me. Hey there, YouTubers. So I'm back with a very different video this time. You're all kind of used to seeing my scrapbooking videos, but as I mentioned in the last haul that I made, I was going to try my hand at art journaling this year because, to say the truth, I started off as an art lover. Since I was a kid, I used to love drawing and painting, and I think I began like real art classes when I was about 10, 11. And then I took it up as a subject. I studied, I did my O levels, my A levels, and then I went on studying art until I became an art teacher. And I actually have really nice memories of when I was a teenager because I spent most of my time drawing and painting, and I used to attend various classes. In Malta, I'm from Malta, and in Malta we have a big art culture. Lots of people draw and paint or are either involved in music, and that's where I grew up. So I was exposed to a lot of that, and I have to admit that it made my adolescence a lot nicer, I have to say, because I was into music, I used to sing, and I used to just paint a lot. So since I moved to Spain, I had to put it to a side a little bit, mainly because I just, I was getting accustomed to a lot of changes, a new country, a new job, and I also did not have the space for it because, well, you can just draw and paint wherever you want, but I'm the kind of person I hate taking something out and having to clean up. And when I used to Fletcher, I couldn't do it, and then I got my house, and then I had a baby, and then I got into scrapbooking, so I left art a bit to a side. But this year I'm very inspired to start this art journal, and I feel that it's the genius way of getting back into the art world because the whole concept behind art journaling is to have just total freedom of doing whatever you want. And I kind of, when I used to draw and paint, it was always very academic, and it was always meant kind of to follow my studies. And well, we studied the human figure, we studied landscapes, we studied how to use different mediums, but it always had a purpose. Whereas art journaling is very free, and I love the whole concept behind it. You can use mixed media, you can draw things that just come out of your head. You're not necessarily copying anything that you see in front of you, like when you do a still life. So I'm quite excited about this. And as I showed you in the previous haul, I bought a sketchbook when I was in Malta. And over Amazon, I bought these Kuretake watercolors, which I'm kind of reviewing as well in this video. And I have to say that I'm so excited about these watercolors. How did I not discover this before? The Kuretake watercolors for me are what I've always wanted in watercolors. I always loved this medium, but I always found it very hard to get the effect that I desired, simply because I always liked brighter colors, which cause an impact, when you look at them. And watercolors, you need to do a lot of layers, a lot of tone on tone to kind of get the intensity that you want to achieve. Whereas these watercolors, as you can see from what I'm doing here, like the first wash is instantly bright, and it's just amazing, the effect that you get with them is amazing. If you do not apply a lot of water when you mix them, you get an almost creamy paint-like texture, and then it dries glossy on the paper. So I am very pleased with these watercolors. Now I have to say, I'm quite a bit out of training, so this was, taking a watercolor brush in my hand after years and years of not doing that. I have done some paintings with acrylic paints over these past few years, just very few, but when you use acrylic, it's very different from watercolor. Watercolor, it's a learning process, you know, the using water on water and mixing more or less water, mixing colors, mixing them on the palette or mixing them on the paper. It's very exciting, and I'm so happy, you know, to kind of be playing with this again. Now, these are the first two tryouts that I did, and I'm kind of showing you the process just to share it with you. I'm not teaching you anything here. I'm not showing off, because I think that there's a lot to improve. But I'm simply showing you how, you know, I just got back into this world and I'm very excited about it. And also to review these fantastic colors. Like, if you want to buy a good set of watercolors, definitely recommendable. I used to own various brands. One of them was Winsor & Newton. Now, Winsor & Newton give you beautiful colors, but as I said, the intensity is nothing compared to these ones. So very excited to have discovered these. And basically, these drawings I did flying back from Malta from Christmas holidays, and on the airplane, I made these 3 drawings. I showed you the first 2, well, I show you all 3 of them at the beginning of this video. One is a drawing of a feather, the other is an owl on a tree, and this one is of a butterfly. And I made them on the way coming back on the way from Malta, and I was using a Faber Castell Pitt brush, a big one, which is a pen that has the nib of a brush, and it's very versatile to use. And I can tell you that it's 100% permanent and water resistant, because as you can see, you know, I'm putting a lot of water on top of this, and I had no pen running into the colors at all. So it's quite a good medium to use, and I'll probably do a few more pages like this until I venture with some mixed media. Now, I have to say that mixed media, for me, it's a bit harder to think about. I tend to opt for the cleaner look. Even in my scrapbooking layouts, I like cleaner looks. So, saying this and seeing me splatter those white splatters on the page kind of contradicts what I'm saying right now, but I do like the cleaner look. Hopefully, you know, getting back to painting will free me a bit from this super strict way of seeing things. So mixed media is going to be quite an adventure for me. I don't know what I'm going to start with, how I'm going to start. I'm basically scanning a lot of YouTube videos right now to learn as much as I can. So I'll be coming with that very soon, I hope. And I don't think there's a lot left to this. So this is just a butterfly. I saw a little butterfly drawn on one of the airplane magazines that they give you to choose something to eat from, and it was miniature, and I kind of blew it up on a page, and this is the result. The one I saw was in black and white, so these colors I'm just inventing. I'm a color crazy person. I hope you liked this video, and I hope to be back soon with more. Bye.